Good morning. It is, oh gosh, what's today's date? Tuesday, January 21st. That's Sayla. That's our Doberman. So just ignore her if she barks. Basically, I am going to make this video for other mamas out there who are about to jump into the IVF journey through the military. Just so crazy. So I wanted to record every single detail and just like all the steps and things that I've had to do to get to this point, because one, IVF is like rarely paid for in the military, and I don't think a lot of people know about the opportunities that the military does give. So I wanted to put this video out there and share our journey with everybody. I'm really excited. We're actually leaving to Walter Reed in 2 days, which is just a whirlwind. We started this process December 23. It is now February 25. So that just kind of goes to show how long the process has taken for me. This isn't really necessary for everybody, but there is a waiting list. It did cost us money, not as much as a traditional IVF does. Last time I paid for my first round of IVF around $35,000. This time we've paid about $6,000. So that is a huge difference in costs. And maybe with Trump in office, everybody will get refunded. So we can just pray for that. But I do want to talk about how to get approved. Sayla has no clue she's about to have a sister or brother soon. Her life's about to change. But so first step is I tried to get approved for IVF through my normal IVF doctor, and of course it got denied. When would IVF ever be approved? Outside, the military will not pay for an outside doctor. But I did talk to somebody, one of the nurses actually here at Lister, where we're stationed. We're stationed here in Alabama right now. And she had told me she had gotten pregnant through the military system. So I decided to take that route and apply for IVF at Walter Reed. Initially, they put me for IUI, and I was on a waiting list there, which is the reason why it took so long. Once they called me and told me that I was ready for the next steps, then they realized that I needed IVF and not IUI. And from that point onwards, we had to wait, I think, another 6 months. So we had our first initial meeting with the doctor after uploading all the documents necessary in June last year. So we were married at that point for 1 year, celebrating our 1 year anniversary and finding out that we got approved for IVF. And then now, almost a year later, we're about to start our first cycle. So from June all the way till now, I'll kind of tell you what kind of happened. So we needed a saline sonogram. And there was a bunch of little steps in between that you just needed clearance for. I've had issues with my uterus for 18 years now. I've had at least 10 plus surgeries. I've had polyps, cysts, endometriosis, adenomyosis. Name it, I've probably had it. I've had the surgery where they cut like a cesarean cut. But God is so gracious, and God is still good in the midst of it. I feel great. I did have that sonogram done, and they were just like, oh my gosh, you need to have a DNC. Like, your uterus is crazy looking right now. So I didn't get the clearance to go ahead and start IVF. So I was pushed to the next year because Walter Reed does have a timeline. And with that timeline, they don't do any transfers during the holidays. So it kind of pushed me all the way into the holidays. So I had my surgery, my body relaxed, and now we're in January and we're about to start this process. which is just wild in the craziest dreams. And not only that, I initially thought that we were going to have to pay for our travel, but I made the call to like military travel, and they said that our travel is covered. So blessing in disguise. God is so good. We since we live in Alabama, we have to take a flight there and then have to get a hotel and a car, and obviously we've got to eat, so we've got per diem per day too. And what a blessing that is, that we get to start a family this year. So all the emotions have been happening. One from, I guess, like my biggest thing is like, obviously with losing a child previously, in a previous marriage, I know that IVF isn't easy, one. Two, that like there is a possibility where my heart can be broken again. And I know that it is possible to get pregnant, because people who told me at 22 to get a hysterectomy, like, God proved them wrong. Miracles do happen. I got pregnant anyways, you know, so I'm believing in it. I'm feeling good about it. We leave in 2 days. We're about to have a snowstorm today. Literally, it's going to hit here. It says at 10 o'clock. So here in 30 minutes, we're about to have a snowstorm. And then we leave in 2 days and go to Maryland. And it's just a mixed range of emotions. More than anything, I am so hopeful. And God wants us to be hopeful. You know, that's something I want to say, is like, God definitely wants us to be hopeful. And He wants us to put our hope in Him and not ourselves, because our bodies may fail, but our God never does. So, sorry, y'all. My dog is driving me nuts. She just wants me to throw the ball every second. This is my life. Maybe like this is God just training me for a child, because something is always going on in the background and I've just learned to tune it out. But yeah, so this, I guess I'll probably make this episode 1. I've been taking little video clips throughout, just finding things out and just doing things. I've just been taking little video clips, so hopefully you guys get to see some of those. My husband's so hesitant to be on camera. He's so funny. And for me, it doesn't really matter, because I want to share this with everybody. I want everybody to know that they can do this in the military. Like, that is so crazy that the military offers this. And maybe like, I pray that most people don't have to go through IVF. You know, I love when I hear my friends traditionally get pregnant. I do have a lot of underlying issues that I was able to show, and that helped us get approved. So I'm forever grateful for that. But I want to take you guys on this journey with me. It's going to be a crazy 4 weeks. Yes, you get pregnant within 4 weeks, and because it's all done back to back, and it's done a little bit differently than traditional IVF. With traditional IVF, like, you go in there, you do everything. There at Walter Reed, it's all like military spouses on the same timeline. So me and all these other ladies are all going to be doing IVF together. We're all going to get pregnant together at the same exact time. They have us on a set schedule. And I don't know what it's going to look like, because the medicine has changed in the last couple years. We no longer do the intramuscular progesterone shot. Now they have a different way of doing it. I think it's vaginal, but we're going to find out. We're going to do this together, and I can't wait to share everything else with you guys. So stay tuned. Welcome to our little life.